Hi, this is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. This is episode 2. 1 HBS. Here's how to get it. Stacy.
I'm Stacy Blackman.
All right, here's a good question for you. You've decided that you want the MBA. Now, how do you decide which schools to go to and what timeline you should map out for your journey?
So in terms of your school list, you really want to think about fit. You can start by looking at rankings and get sort of a long list of schools, but then you need to think about what matters to you. So is it location and teaching styles, size of class, and you really want to do the research and narrow down that list. US News is a great place to get the big list. It is not where you go to find fit. In terms of your timeline, at SBC, we really break it down into 2 parts. We have a candidacy phase and we have a application phase. So the candidacy phase is basically looking at your candidacy from the beginning and transforming yourself into the very best candidate that
And that
you can
includes
be.
raw stats and everything else that goes into it.
Raw stats and the extracurriculars and your career trajectory. So really figuring out what moves do you need to make in the time that you have left to position yourself most effectively to the schools.
And clearly, the earlier you start, the better off you're going to be because you won't have time to shape your candidacy if you're applying right up against deadline.
Absolutely. I mean, we've started working with clients 2 years in advance and help them think about what's important to them, what's fun for them, what do they have a little story about, and literally they've launched nonprofits before they've applied, and then they can kind of tell that story in their application. But you need some time to do that.
All right, 1 HBS, here's how to get it. Episode 3 coming up on whether you should take the GMAT or the GRE and how you should prep for it.
Yeah.